Live from the Moscone Center, it's theCUBE. Covering AWS Summit San Francisco 2018. Brought to you by Amazon Web Services.
Welcome back, I'm Stu Miniman, and this is theCUBE's live coverage from AWS Summit San Francisco. Happy to have two industry analysts here. Also, they are founding partners of Kaleido Insights. Jeremiah Owyang and Jessica Grootman join me and help me extract the signal from the noise that is our industry today. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
All right, so Jessica, it's actually the first time I've met you. Why don't you give our audience a little bit about your background and what led to the finding of Kaleido Insights?
Of course, so I have been covering Internet of Things, IoT, for many years, and also in the last couple of years have gone very deep in both AI and blockchain. So have this sort of umbrella category, which we call automation at Kaleido, that I cover. And basically we formed the firm because what we saw was companies pursuing single technologies. What's your AI strategy? What's your IoT strategy? What's your AR strategy? When in reality, all of these things are impacting each other. So we take a kaleidoscopic sort of converged lens.
I love that. So Jeremiah, I can't believe it's your first time on our program. John Furrier's taking photos. You're one of the first people I followed on Twitter when I got on. I've known you for many years, so thanks. You've watched so many of these waves, so yeah, give us your take as to how you fit into the kaleidoscope of what's happening.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So I've been in Silicon Valley for over 20 years, and I've seen three waves: .com, social media, and collaborative, and now autonomous is the fourth wave that we're seeing right now. And it's just amazing to see. I think the frequency of technologies is happening at a faster pace, and the impacts that they're having to business models and what companies have to do to keep up. So it is a really exciting time. A few years ago, Uber and Airbnb were really hot, and I was focused in on that topic. And now it seems like that is a lifetime ago. We're focused on autonomous technologies, blockchain, IoT, and the things that Amazon announced today on stage, like machine learning and drones and self-driving cars. It's a dizzying pace of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, heck, just in the last couple of weeks, look what happened to Facebook and Amazon with some of the internal and external pressures on those companies. But just, I like what you say. So many, we get excited by the new shiny.
Right.
And it was like, oh, everything that was big data is now kind of AI. Well, IoT and ML. At Wikibon, on our research side, we say it's data at the center of it. Data, and we've been talking about this for years. I mean, Jeremiah and I, worked in the, boring old storage industry,
which
was never about storing the information. It was how do I, allow it to be shared and leverage it. So it's like it's maturation. What's your take? What's at the center of you here? What are some of the biggest challenges? What's real? What's not? And do it in under a minute.
Yeah, so, right. It continues to be the central focus. I mean, it's been very interesting watching in the IoT space for the past couple of years, where we've been fixated on the things, right, the objects. But in reality, it's about extracting data either between or about or in aggregate or about individuals, sensor data around those things. And so the same is true. Now we're seeing this shift into cognitive IoT, where devices themselves can analyze and process at the edge or send learnings across a whole fleet of vehicles or a whole array of devices about a given environment. Same story, different technologies continuing the cycle.
Yeah. Jeremiah, that pace of change you talked about is so challenging. How do you go from, I've got an idea to I'm going to start rolling it out, by the time I'm starting to use it, aren't I out of date? I mean, what do you see? How do you help customers look at this holistically and not constantly be tripping over themselves?
And for the bigger the company, the harder it is for them to keep up. The technology paces are coming faster. So one trend that we're seeing is corporations are launching innovation programs. It's an actual team. They have a dotted line to the CEO or the chief product officer, and they're responsible for testing all of these new technologies, maybe in a secluded area or tying it back to a business unit, but their job is to experiment like a startup in the big company. So that's what we're seeing right now, these innovation programs that are emerging.
Why don't you tell us, we're here at the Amazon show, how are they doing? What's good? Where are some of the competitors kind of leading them? What are customers asking for?
It's fascinating to see how Amazon is effectively taking different strategies at every single part of the stack. I believe this morning Werner said, offering egalitarian access to data storage, to data compute, to machine learning algorithms.
Security.
Effectively, it makes the company's only job to have a great idea, and then sort of bringing in Amazon to do the rest. But what I also see is that it's shifting the Venn diagrams or the complex diagrams of of who's competitive and where competitive landscapes are shifting all the time at each of these new announcements.
It's like the only thing you need from IT is bandwidth, the pipe. And Amazon is promising to do just about all the rest of that.
Yeah, but I mean, the challenge is, remember when cloud computing was supposed to be simple? And now it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to build a database on Amazon. Well, which one of the 15 do you want?
Right.
And all the languages, all the choices.
125 products they listed on stage.
Yeah, and then they're over 1,000 releases every year. They have like 2 to 3 new products almost every day. When they do this summit and they did a bunch of announcements, most of those weren't planned for this. It just happened to be what's coming out, the kind of CI/CD pipeline, if you will,
we were saying,
from them.
Imagine being a salesperson for Amazon just to sell the products, right?
Right. Or imagine being an
upsell.
end customer trying to figure out just what to use in the architecture.
Yeah. So. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot more time to talk. Give us, kind of some of the things your firm is looking at, what we look to see kind of in this year from you.
Yeah. So broadly speaking, we're really focused on these different technology convergences. Just published new research on where IoT and blockchain are coming together. That's a space we're following very closely. The next report working on right now is around AI readiness. There's much ado about data pipelines and data preparedness, as there should be, but there's a whole realm of people, process, governance, leadership preparedness. So we're really focused on how companies can prepare for this new technology.
I'm also looking at how the new business models from automation will impact different enterprise business units. And our other partners are looking at content and automation in the marketing side. And we just had a report released from Jamie Szymanski on how virtual reality and mixed reality is going to impact the enterprise. And there's 6 use cases for the business. And Rebecca's working on the marketing report.
Well, Jeremiah and Jess, hope we can get back with you soon to discuss all of this. We hit a whole bunch of things. You mentioned blockchain, so we'll get 10x the views of what we would have had otherwise. We'll be back with lots more coverage. Thanks to Kaleido Insights for joining us on this segment. We'll be back with lots more. I'm Stu Miniman. You're watching theCUBE.
Thank you.